Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Dash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Rule Well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. I've said it time and time again. You want to normalize something, not you, but you. When these devils want to normalize something, get the ball rolling, it goes into academia. They feed the nonsense to your kids, and when you see this video, feeding to your kids, the pun isn't intended. And it's not a laughing matter, because this is what is coming to the earth. It has happened before. Okay, I pulled up a scripture already. And this is what's coming. It is prophesied, famine within, or the sword within, famine without. Okay. The plagues of the Lord are coming to this earth. You have the CBDC. They've already said, hey, we want to put this in you. We want to, the monetary system that we have is going to be by way of biometrics. Okay. All of these things, everything that the Bible said, and that has been preached by the men of Great Millstone and their elders and those that preach the like doctrine way before me, have been saying it. It is here. And what spirit ought we to be in? I'm gonna let this play. We don't need much of it. It's not very long. Just want to get you to hear what they're putting, because the same way that they tried to normalize being a British slang word for a cigarette, right? They normalized that weirdo behavior. They put it in the school, right? Especially younger kids, and then in college, they indoctrinate them all the way up until college. And then, Lord, don't go to HBCU, because who do you think funds that? And they can push the nonsense to Jake and then turn around and say, look, Lord, look at what your people are doing. All right, so let me let this play. We'll get a couple scriptures and that'll be it. But this is a warning, another warning. Not only do we have Revelation 13 and 16, but we also got 2nd Ezra 16 coming in hot.
High school in Georgia, they wanted these students to create a business model that basically raising and eating human babies to solve the world hunger.
Right. You heard. A business model to sell cannibalism.
Problem. And so they actually had to come up with a plan for mass production, distribution, and target market. So this came to light because some of the students got very upset, and so a parent actually submitted this. But this was being taught as satire again in an English class. This was an example. So
it's always satirical for plausible deniability.
Because the students were so upset, we found out about it, but we really want to make sure that parents are aware that this is trying to normalize cannibalism. We're seeing it in Hollywood, right, with the Katy Perry and the Netflix movie they did with Madonna and Drew Barrymore. So there's a lot going on. But they actually went through step by step. Let me tell you what they had. This is not part of the curriculum. We believe a teacher actually brought. One of the first things that they start with is, when you first give us your child that you unfortunately cannot keep, we will take them from you. Do not be worried. Your baby is in good hands. To first care for your child, we will give them a vaccine. Keep them safe from for some reason they put Panorama. After that, they usually get very tired from the shot. They will get sick and will not wake up. Can you believe this? So when this happens, we have a small funeral. And after that, in capital letters, we feast.
There's a book called The Delectable Negro, and these devils, and that shows you reincarnation is real. You are your forefathers, because they were eating our bro, they were eating our ancestors. And then they would dig up them Hamite mummies and crush up the powder and use it for food. Something weird. They were eating the mummies that they dug up. That huge thing about Egyptology, they was doing that too. Not only was they trying to hide who Jacob really was, or who the so-called Negro really was, but they was just everywhere you go, just wicked. And just as you were here in the past couple hundred years ago, eating your slaves, you're trying to do it again. And instead of doing the whole thing of Planned Parenthood, they're like, hey, how about we just feed them themselves? And then Jamie Foxx has a movie that's coming out pretty soon on Netflix called They Cloned Tyrone. They done cloned Tyrone or something like that. But the trailer showed experiments, and they were showing whatever it was. They was like, oh, it's in the chicken. But it's just a movie, right? Plausible deniability, because this that's why the Lord, I'm telling you, boy, the Lord got something for your ass. Let me let this play. Let me let this finish playing.
Since the child has passed, we don't need to take up any more land for cemeteries, so we slap them on the grill and cook their flesh and make delicious hamburgers. They taste just like the real thing. Take all children from organizations, including foster care. They are just taking this to the extreme. And it says the production is once they receive these babies, the meat is cured and dried, similar to that of beef jerky, so that it doesn't spoil and is preserved longer. And then they refer to having a Dahmer's mini camp. You are what you eat. And the target market for this is low income, poverty areas and countries. So once again, we are going after areas in our country. We know that Planned Parenthood, right, has always gone after the black population. And so to me, this feeds right into Richmond Hill High School.
Right. I don't think the girl got a part 2 up yet, but you get the gist. Okay? So this is what has happened in our past. The Lord will allow this famine to happen. So it's twofold. Because this devil Esau Edom is the Lord's whooping stick. He is going to carry out his prophecy with the perfect creation of evil, or his perfect evil creation, right? He is the sword of the Most High. He is the whooping stick, and this devil gonna carry out his job. And when it's done, thank goodness, your ass is grass. All right, so this is 2 Kings. So if you read 2 Kings 6 through 24, I'll just pull it up right here, okay? Because Samaria was under siege. That ain't even it. I'm going to go 2 Kings 6 and 24. Well, let me read this real quick. Amos 9, we'll start at 8. I'm not going to, I may probably finish it through. Let me read 8. Behold, the eyes of the Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Saving, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all the nations, as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. And there's a lot of our people thinking everything is cool. They think that their current condition, because they got a job, they got a little money, but are completely unaware of the hell that is about to befall this place, or the hell that we currently live in. They don't even see it. They're blinded. And Christianity did its job. That was an arm of this devil. That was a part of their plan, or a part of the Lord's plan that they carried out, is to not see what's going on while they robbing you with their left hand. They pointing at the pastor, and the pastor preaching about sweet baby white Jesus and in the by and by and all this other mess. But the Lord did say that the truth was going to go out, right? And then the remnant are going to be saved by that. The remnant are going to hear, right? This is the way, walk ye in it. And we're living that. So call Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, because he's going to sift, and the remnant are going to be saved. Dang, I also need in famine thou shalt laugh. Oh, in calamity thou shalt laugh, or in the face of destruction. Dang, we gonna get to. In famine you shall laugh. That's Job 5. You shall laugh at destruction and famine. That's Job 5:22. You shall laugh at destruction and famine, and you shall not be afraid of the beasts of the earth. My servant shall eat. Isaiah 65:13. I don't want to take it off of aim. Actually, Isaiah 65:13. Too far. All right. Do I need to go up? Let's see. But ye are they for the Lord's sake. Let's see. Let me start at 11. The point is in 13. I'm just going to read the highlighted portion. Let's see. I will bring forth the seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains. And mine elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell therein. Okay, yeah, we're gonna continue. And Sharon shall be a fold of the flocks, and a valley of anchor, a place for the herds to lie down. For my people that have sought me, right? And doesn't the scriptures tell you, seek him early while he may be found? And in this instance, early as in right now, things are still seemingly normal. Well, as normal as it can get. So we ought to be seeking him early. How do we please you? How do we come up under the vibration of the man that created us and the man that created his son to redeem us? How do we get right? Read the scriptures, figure it out, and do it. Grow. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, this is verse 11, that forgot my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. And Baba Kusha, I prayed, and I ain't on that side. And know me, remember my works. The scriptures do tell you that the work, even if you die in this truth, your works are not forgotten. And the Lord remind the Lord what is in his word. Not that he forgets, but, say, Lord, you said this. And we got to exercise that faith. And I'm praying that I can practice what I preach in that time, because it's so easy to say what you can and can't do, will and won't do while things are comfortable, while you have electricity, while you have a bed to lay in, or I guess if you got a woman on your arm, or whatever it is. But when shit really hits the fan, or, whenever your plan falls through because that initial punch to the face makes everything crumble, where are you going to lean on? What are you going to have to stand on other than the faith that you built? Because this devil ain't playing. He coming down with great wrath. He's showing your children that they finna be eating each other in the near future to combat a food shortage, or to combat a global crisis of not having anything to eat or drink. Which is bullshit. It's just a bunch of greedy ass, dirty Edomites hogging everything. There is plenty of food. There is plenty of water. There is plenty of space. But this devil is clean contrary unto the Lord. The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. They saying, oh, it ain't enough space. It's too much going on. Here you go. Y'all eat each other. The Lord created the food, and vegetation for man to eat, and he said it is good. This devil want to put stuff in it to where it's null and void. He want to grow it out of labs. I'm telling you, boy, y'all got something serious coming. Let me finish reading this. In 13, therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And I'm trying to be laughing in the face of calamity. Goodness gracious, I'm laughing in the face of famine and calamity. And that while the people who chose to ignore the Lord, who chose to ignore the telltale signs, who chose to ignore the prophets, because they talking cash money shit right now. Oh, you weird. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. That's okay. Because the tables are going to turn. And when they do, they're going to be asking, what did you say the name of, what stuttering? All that shit. What do we leave? What do we got? You can read, 2 Kings 6:24 on your own. But that just is what had happened when Samaria is about to be sieged and our people were starving. And make no mistake about it, there is a siege on the people here. That's why you got all them derailments and land being taken, water being contaminated, the drinking water being contaminated. It is a siege. The same thing. Except this devil is trapping up the poor of his own people and everybody else because he's trying to get Jacob. That's Leviticus 26-29. But you get the point. That's all I wanted to. Is it? I think I grabbed one more. Let me see. Oh yeah, I talked about the sword is without. Ezekiel, and then we got 2 Ezra 16. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. All right, those are just a couple of scriptures. You can read the entire chapter for an even greater context on your own. Of course, 2 Ezra 16 talks about pretty much everything that's going to be happening pretty soon. All right, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So there's nothing good coming to this place. As Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and since unjust dealings, you know what? We need that. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, because of unrighteous dealings, that's Sirach 10. Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And do you think that they are just going to say, all right, you won fair and square. I guess it does say it in the Bible that I'm going to lose, so here you go. Nah, he finna show his whole ass. So, with that being said, that means we ought to be praying not only that, Lord, you return quickly, but also to be kept in the meantime, because upon his return, right, this stuff is finna hit an all-time high. This wickedness, the unrest, all of these prophecies have to come to pass. So with the falling of a kingdom, with the translation of a kingdom, comes great turmoil, comes great trouble. The Bible calls it the time of Jacob's trouble. So we ought to be praying for his swift return, and that he keep us in the midst of the hell that we are about to see. And he did pray that. Yahweh prayed that. And you can get that in the book of John. You find it. They are thine. Right? I pray not for the world. There's your quote. You go find that. So with that being said, Shalom and a Baba Ball.